Hey yo, how's it going? SixftHax here. Have for y'all today the team builder for week number 2 of APA Season 5 against ItzGator, coach of the Florida Gators. Now, this team builder might be going up a little bit late on Friday. That is because me and Gator are playing on Friday because we could not play last weekend because he was busy and I was busy too. So, match should be going up tomorrow on Saturday still. Perfectly fine on schedule, so not too worried about that. But if you guys do enjoy this, hit that thumbs up button down below. For me, I've missed our week 1 battle or our draft analysis video. Link to that will be down in the description, so go peep that. Of course, if you guys want to go ahead and answer the comment question of the day. Yeah, let's take a look at the team preview here. So Gator's team is kind of scary, honestly. Like, he has very speedy offensive threats in Zeraora, Keldeo, and Tornadus. 2 of those 3 I definitely expect, being the Keldeo and the Zeraora. Landers I expect just because it's, well, Landers. They can do whatever the hell it wants and it's going to be effective because it's that good. That's basically it. He has Reuniclus and Excavalier, which I do kind of also expect. Trick Room would be a little bit terrifying if he were to bring that against me, but I'm not sure if he would want to bring Trick Room against me. Maybe like defensive T-Wave Reuniclus is what I expect, and just like a defensive Excavalier in general. Mega T-Tar is his only answer to Chandelure, so I kind of expect Mega T-Tar if he wants to not just sack something off to my Chandelure every single time, so that has a likelihood to come. Garbodor and Haxorus, I feel like they have decent matchups, but I think that I would rather see one of those 2 over one of the top 6 Mons, or Mega T-Tar. And then Dhelmise and Pikumuku are like the 2 Mons I really don't think is going to bring to this game. So let's take a look at our first team member here. So very clearly, Tapu Koko does not have the best matchup this time around. This is not as good as it was in week 1, unfortunately, because between Zeraora and Landers, both of those Mons, depending on what they're running, could more or less deal with the set. The Dazzling Gleam with our special attack investment should always 3 KO Landers after rocks. And I don't think Gator typically runs hazard removal, so we should be able to get up rocks very early on in the match. And then after we just do a little bit of chip damage to Landers, it should be in guaranteed range of 2 Dazzling Gleams, even if it's running like max HP, which is really nice. So I didn't think that we necessarily needed Hidden Power Ice for that. Then Dazzling Gleam hits about everything else, really. And then Thunderbolt's just kind of there for stab. Thunderbolt in general is going to be really free once we get rid of Zeraora and the Landers, so that's what I'm kind of hoping for. Taunt is nice to stop Reuniclus from potentially setting up Garbodor from getting up hazards, maybe like a Dragon Dance, Mega Tyranitar too. We stop all of that. We stop Keldeo from Calm Minding, I suppose, and we just completely shut down Pikumuku. We are running enough speed to outspeed the entirety of his team except for the Zeraora, and then we just have max HP, so we can use Koko more or less as a pivot in this match. Like, it should be able to switch in and out very freely, and then hopefully be able to gain us some type of momentum, forcing in Zeraora and Landers so we can rack up the rocks damage, which would be amazing. Next off, we have making his debut Andrade the Landers Incarnate here. Landers actually has an amazing matchup in this game, just because once Landers is gone, and Tornadus being a Mon that I'm very iffy on if it'll come or not, once those 2 are gone, I just kind of spam Earthquake for free. And then if he brings Mega T-Tar, he gives me my Sand Force, which is another reason why I don't expect T-Tar. But if he doesn't have T-Tar, that means he's got rocks on Landers, and that means Landers is not going to be set up, which makes it a whole lot easier to deal with potentially. So with our speed, we were able to outspeed a Jolly Max Speed Haxorus in case he does want to bring Dragon Dance Haxorus. There should be no way that Haxorus gets up more than 1 Dragon Dance in this battle. Besides that, we outspeed everything else that is not Scarfed, and we should be in a pretty good spot with this set here. So yeah, Edgequake hits everything, U-Turn is for momentum, and then Hidden Power Ice is, of course, only for his Landers, and that's really all that HP Ice is there for. So next off, we have a mixed defensive Swampert. This Mon more than likely will be my lead, just because, much like game number 1, I can probably just get up rocks turn 1, honestly. Like, there's not really anything I should be fearing from whatever he wants to lead against me, unless it's like Keldeo. But yeah, just standard Swampert here. It doesn't really need to do anything else. It just does team player things. And yeah, that's about it. Like, this should be able to get up rocks and maybe get off a little bit of damage on something and prevent something from being able to set up on it. So next off, we have Tomasa Tangrowth running a nice standard assault vest set here. Main reason is that this is probably the best Keldeo answer that I have. My fear though is that Keldeo is going to be like Swords Dance Z close combat or like Calm Mind Fightinium Z, in which case that is very terrifying. Actually, that is a giant problem. So I'm absolutely scared of the Keldeo. Like a Z Keldeo in general, it's just really good this game, but Choice I don't think has much merit. I feel like I can deal with Choice Scarf very easily, and then Choice Specs, like it depends, because if he locks himself into the wrong move, I just get a free switch into something else on my team and something probably dies. So I'm okay if he brings Specs, plus I have a good majority of my team that then outspeeds it, which is nice. So next off, we have Ric Flair, aka Mega Gallade, rocking a nice bulky bulk up set. Bulky bulk up set, yeah. So the great thing about the set is that this can set up on Excavalier potentially, this can set up on Tyranitar even, as well as potentially the Landorus if I know that it is not a Flynium Z Landorus. So then at +1, everything basically just gets 2-hit KO'd, and with a +1 defense and this HP investment, I should just about always live any one hit from just about everything, I want to say, except for Tornadus' Hurricane obviously. So if I bulk up, I can take a hit, recover back HP with Drain Punch. If I get the +2 attack and +2 defense, whoo baby, it's just time to start getting some kills basically. So yeah, it sucks that I'm not able to touch Garbodor, but I don't really expect Garbodor this match, if I'm being honest. Like, I just feel like that it doesn't necessarily have the best matchup in general, so I'm really not too concerned about it. And the speed is a speed creeping Keldeo, speed creeping Landorus, so he should only be hitting about 170 speed on Keldeo, in which case we are able to outspeed that, and that gives us a little bit of extra bulk and a little bit of extra power. So our final team member is going to be Kelly, aka Rabombi. Actually, shouts out to Kelly, gave me the idea for this set here, and shouts out to my front office homies as always. But the idea behind this set is that if I know he doesn't have any type of hazard removal, or even if I can just get up webs early on, because the nice thing about webs is that it nullifies Keldeo and Zeraora to an extent, making them so much easier to deal with. And with the max HP investment, we can take one hit from almost everything, and then with X Rebel, whatever we are hitting super effectively is going to be taking a good chunk of damage, which is kind of a majority of his team. Like Moonblast and Bug Buzz hit just about everything, and then Hidden Power Fire does hit Excavalier for some pretty good damage. So while I don't expect Rabombi here to be doing a lot of work, if I'm able to get a kill and get up webs, that would be absolutely amazing. So that is going to be our squad for week number 2, guys. With that being said, I'll see you all tomorrow with the actual battle itself, and make sure to answer the comment question of the day. So later, everybody.
Cause my brain and heart are both tied in the knot, and this hinders me from crying a lot. This causing me to show no emotion, but when I said I cared, I wasn't joking. But I guess it's too late for me to become broken. For now, I'm living with no more pain, tears, or hoping. I'm just coasting. Yeah, I said I'm coasting. No more pain, tears, and hoping. For real.